Gerry Crispin is the founder of CareerXroads, which is
a platform for staffing leaders to talk to each other about their best practices.
Okay, so we're talking about finding employment in this very interesting and unpredictable marketplace.
Large companies are hiring enormous numbers of people when you aggregate that. They still are hiring. The group that I deal with is hiring over 3 million people worldwide.
Who's hiring more than others? What kinds of companies are hiring more than others?
Retail, obviously. Retail is one of the critical issues, obviously, in terms of growing right now. IT, obviously, is growing in a more focused way.
Skill sets, because we were talking earlier, and we're talking about the idea that soft skills, communication, the ability to solve problems, work in teams. Add to that.
Well,
skills.
Communication is absolutely a critical issue, but it's the network connections that people have that essentially ensure that they get a job, ensure that they have the ability to tap the knowledge base around them, not only within the company, but external to the company. So when we're talking about communication skills, we're really talking about the ability to have relationships at varying levels and our ability to really understand how that's put together in terms of problem solving.
But take a step back in terms of age that we're talking about. Say we're talking about younger people in the 20 to 25-year-old bracket. How would they have these skills?
They have extraordinary skills. They are teaching me. I have a 15-year-old grandson who I said, you know, I haven't seen you much on Facebook recently. And he goes, Facebook's old. He says, he said, you know, I said, where are you? He says, well, I've been trying Twitter. He says, I have a group of friends in the theater, and I have one Twitter handle for that. I have a group of friends in baseball. I have another Twitter handle for that. And then there's another group that I have. And he's engaging all of his friends, and a growing number of them, with a few different tweets, if you will, or text messages that he can send one to many, one to one. And I'm learning from him how to kind of organize your groups in a way that you can communicate with them more and more efficiently. But he's going to be frightening when he gets out of college.
It sounds like it, but here's what I'm curious about. How does that connect to a skill set that makes someone more employable?
Oh, without a doubt. If I can bring in to your corporation the ability to tap dozens and dozens of people instantly to help me solve my problem, I am increasing my capabilities and my efficiency in the workplace to get things done.
So to what degree do you feel that most employers are aware of the kind of changing skill sets that you just described?
Most are clueless.
Ergo,
most
the
employers
problem.
are clueless. But
most employers are clueless about the potential of what you just described.
Right, but employers have to be people. So there are people at higher levels who may or may not have really played with some of the tools, technologies, and tried to apply them themselves. And what's happening within corporations is the corporations are being transformed, but not by the leaders. They're being transformed by the leadership of the people within the corporation itself.
Make that more clear.
I don't need to work within a team that's defined by you as the boss. I work in the team that I decide can help me get my job done. And that may include some people within the company and some people outside of the company.
You're helping me transition into this leadership question in a way that I didn't expect. You just talked about leadership not coming from the top.
Right.
Where does leadership truly come from
I think it comes from kind of the aggregate of people who feel empowered and who are willing to take risks to get things done.
Is it innate?
Oh, I think that's a more than a half-hour question, but the reality is I think you're born with it. I do. I think that most people, to survive, are fundamentally involved in a leadership kind of role. and that unfortunately in many of our societal kind of practices, we kind of beat it out of people.
But you needed to be gainfully employed and be successful every day in what you do.
Absolutely, and those who recapture that, despite what may be happening in the educational system on occasion, I think fundamentally are succeeding and driving, I think, a new future for how corporations are going to form, how they will work together, and how they will succeed. Even defining what success is going to be a critical issue for many of the leaders in our corporations who view it in terms of purely financial or economic means as opposed to how much they get things done.
Gerry, you've given us a lot to think about. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. That's good stuff.
The preceding program has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence, and 13 for WNET, NJTV, and WHYY. Funding for this edition of Caucus New Jersey has been provided by Wells Fargo, the New Jersey Education Association, United Water, Virtua, MD Advantage Insurance Company of New Jersey, New Jersey Sharing Network, and by Adler Aphasia Center. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. Caucus New Jersey has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.